everybody, and welcome back to a new video. This new overview how-to video is going to cover the newest and latest Crimson Core V2 for the Baselit. That's right, the Crimson Dawn Core version 2 for the Baselit is either by the time this video comes out now available or available soon. So we're going to go over the new core and some of the cool things that it can do. So let's start off first and foremost by looking at this cool thing. So we're going to take this off. There we go. So, battery, speaker, okay. Pretty normal. Let's go ahead and look at the board and what's this? Is that an SD card that you can plug into your computer and upload custom fonts to? Why, yes. Yes, it is. Not only that, but it also features a config file that you can edit the base volume level. You can edit the sensitivity for the motion controls, which, yes, it does have motion controls. We'll go over that later. But if you're feeling, tech savvy, you can edit a couple things. Now, full disclaimer, before you edit anything, fonts, config, whatever, back up your files. Copy, paste somewhere else. That way, if you screw up, you have a copy. But yes, it does have a removable SD card that you can edit and modify the fonts that are on there. So, how cool is that? Pretty cool if you ask me. But wait, there's more. So it has motion controls and a slew of new features that has not been seen before in the Baselit, let alone the Crimson Core. So some of the features have been ported over, some NeoPixel features, but we will get to all of that very soon, starting off first and foremost, turning it on. I'll just push this button down.
Crimson Dawn Sabers.
So there's your startup sound. That's how you know it's on. Nothing too fancy here. Standard button, standard plug. So in previous videos, I always tell you, when you push the button down, you push it down for 1 blink, 2 blinks, whatever. In this particular case, they fixed something that was a huge problem for a lot of people. So when I tell you 1 blink, how the hell do you tell what 1 blink is when your fat thumb is covering over the damn button? So how do you tell? Simple.
Volume 5.
There's now an audible beep.
Muted. Volume 11.
So now you know
Volume 5.
when you've actually pushed the button and how many times it has blinked, or in this case, beeped, so you can get your settings just the way you want them. So as you can see, 1 blink or 1 beep is the volume control, volume 5, volume 11, and mute. So, volume 11's high, 5 is medium, mute is, I don't think I have to explain it to you people. You people are smart enough to know what mute means. The 2 beeps, oops, my bad.
Balance blade.
All right, so that is your blade styles right there. So you turn that on. There's your balance blade. Okay, very, very simple. All right, motion controls, turn it off.
Volatile blade.
All right, I'm going to turn this on. Volatile blade is based off of Kylo Ren's unstable crystal. I'm going to tell you right now, my camera is not going to pick up this effect nearly as good as it looks in real life, but just for the video's sake. All right, so it kind of looks like it's fading in and out, at least on my screen. But I can tell you that the Volatile blade looks freaking amazing. Way better than previous versions, I might add.
Beating blade.
Beating blade is a pulsing blade. I do believe the camera's kind of picking it up a little bit there. It is very subtle, even in real life, in person. It is very subtle. But it's just enough that it kind of gives you that extra life, if you will. So,
Balance blade.
and then again, balance blade, that's your basic the light just is on, blade. So 3 blinks, this is where it gets fun.
Smuggler.
Smuggler? Now what's that? These are blade types. What are blade types? The blade's not on. What? That's right, when you tap the button, it looks like laser blasts. So this is just special effects, you know, kind of something fun. That is literally all that Smuggler is. Wraith. All right, so you'll notice that the blade is barely on here. Well, just like with the Crimson Neocore, as long as you keep moving, the blade is on. If you stop moving, it goes off. So really cool, you know, for low light, dark, you know, settings, is that you'll have just basically just barely enough light here at the bottom, and then once you move it, then it looks like the blade is on, and then back off. So.
Destiny.
And then Destiny is just the blade works exactly as you would expect a lightsaber blade to work, is that the light is on. So those are the 3 settings for the blade style there, or type, depending on how you want to call it. 4 blinks. So.
Deactivating clash.
So I know it's a little muffled, but he says deactivating clash.
Activating clash.
Activating clash. So that turns your flash on clash on and off. Now, if you're new here, flash on clash is whenever the blade hits something, it clashes.
Deactivating clash.
See? Clash don't work now.
Activating clash.
Now I just turned it back on. So if you're doing flows and spins or whatever else and you don't want that clashing, that's how you turn that off. Now you've noticed me using motion controls this whole time. If that's a little bit of a problem for you.
Motion control deactivated. Motion control activated.
So simple enough, right? So you just use, that just turns your motion controls on and off. No big deal. Now, 6.
Moonfield.
That changes your font back. As I said, there is 46 fonts on here. It is not hard to accidentally change your font. Now, when I say back, I mean you can change the font forward to the next one or back to the last one. Moonfield is based off of Sailor Moon, and it's kind of fun if you're an anime fan. Now, if you want to change the font forward, here's the fun part. Ready?
Don't make me destroy you.
Motion controls with the blade off. So down and a left twist or counterclockwise will make the font go forward. Now, up and a left twist will activate a music track. Now I'm going to turn that off before Disney sues me and takes everything I own. So the music tracks are only available on certain fonts. Don't ask me what fonts, because there's 46 on here, and I do not have time to go through every single one of them and find out what does and doesn't have music tracks. But some do, some don't. And again, if you're tech savvy, you probably could even add music tracks to fonts. It's really not that hard. They're just WAV files and, you know, a little edit in the config file. It's not really that hard. I'll probably go over that in another video in the future. But anyways, so again, with the motion controls blade off, up and a left twist will turn on the music track if available. If you swing, stab, or do a right twist, I'm going to do a stab. All right. And then, okay, I don't really have enough room here. Ah, there we go. Almost hit my poor dog in the face. He's fine, though. He's fine. But yeah, you can turn it on with a good swing, a stab, or a quick flick of the wrist. So the motion controls give you 3 fun features here with the blade off. Now, once the blade is on, we're going to go with button pushes first. So it's pretty standard. You'll have 3 options here. 1, there's your blaster deflect. All right, you hold it down for a quick. There's your lock up. All right, untap that. 2 is color selector. Now, color selector is interesting. 3 beeps, by the way, is turns the blade off. And then the power down, blade has to be on. Hold this down until the blade goes off, and then it will power down / go to sleep entirely. But going back to color selector, so here's where it gets fun, and I'm hardly containing my excitement here. So, standard color selector, as with all the sabers, 2 beeps,
Color Selector.
puts it into a fade. So, see, we're fading into yellow, now green, blue. I don't think I have to explain colors unless you're colorblind, in which case this is what blue looks like for most of us. So it fades through the different colors, and then you just push it again to select the color. But here's the cool thing. So, and this takes some getting used to. This took me a while. But follow along here, and if I screw it up, please bear with me. So if you point down at roughly a 45-degree angle is what I've been using, and then do a left twist, so you have to hold the button down and twist at the same time, all right? So we're gonna down twist. So color selector, with a down and a twist, it jumps through the colors, right? So your main colors that you'll see in all the books and movies and comics and what have you. So it jumps through those colors so that you can lock into a color a lot faster, all right? So we'll just lock in right there. Now, that's 2 ways to pick your color. What's number 3, you ask? Same concept, but we're gonna do a right twist.
Color Selector.
There we go. Again, this takes some getting used to. So, how does this one work? Twist to pick your color. You know, for all of you that are trying to get that perfect purple, you can just twist it to just where you is that it? Nope, maybe. Screw this. Let's go somewhere else. All right, let's go with red. Is that a good red? No? Okay, well, let's go to green. Yep, so there you go. You just twist to pick your color. Now, again, this does take some getting used to with the down and the twist, because you saw me mess up several times.
Color Selector.
There we go. So once you get used to it, you'll wonder how you ever messed it up. But even so, it does take some getting used to. So a couple of the other things that it does is when it's on, if you hold up in a right twist, all right, so you saw that? So up and a right twist will give you a force effect or a quote. We'll just call that breathing a quote. On, once again, select fonts. Not all of the fonts feature this quote or force effect, but some of them do. And that's how you activate it, is blade on, up, hold the button for a right twist, and you'll get that quote. So yeah, that is some of the cool features.
Show me again. At last we will reveal ourselves to the jet.
You ever hear the tragedy of...
That is some of the cool features that you will find in the new Crimson Core version 2 Baselit. That's right, Baselit. So you got a lot of the features from the Neo Core that have been ported over to the Baselit. Now, something even more exciting to tell you about this. If you thought I was done, I wasn't. I can't show you on the video, because one, I'm using my phone to record this video, and two, because at the time that I've created this video, it's not completely done yet, but I have had the distinct and honorable privilege of testing out the app. Yes, there is Bluetooth on this core that will link up with your phone, and you can change the color, the font. You can turn the blade on, activate different effects. That's the base version of this app. Things are, of course, probably going to change, but at least the font and the color, stuff like that, will most likely be available on the Crimson Dawn app once it's ready. Again, I'm making this video early on in the lifespan of this core. But again, I've had the distinct privilege of testing the beta version, and it is pretty darn cool. So if messing with the button and twisting or holding it down or whatever is a little bit too much for you, a lot of the features of the Saber will be able to be changed with a simple app on your phone or mobile device, if you will. But I have noticed with the Bluetooth range of this thing, I don't know if it's because of the hilt or if it's just because of the core, whatever, but it has to be like that close to your phone. If you go that far away, it disconnects. But still pretty freaking cool that on a Baselit Saber, which most will agree is a good starter lightsaber for those getting into the hobby or just having fun. On a Baselit Saber, you're getting all the cool features like in-hilt recharging, different blade styles, color tuning, fonts. Now you can upload your own fonts. Now you have an app to control it with. This core is freaking cool, people. All right, this is the coolest lightsaber core I have ever seen, and it is hard to believe that it's only been about 3 years since I've been in this hobby and how far it's come from a core that had 10 fonts on it to something that I can control with my freaking phone. So, yeah, definitely a cool core. If you're going to get a Baselit Saber, go for the Crimson Core V2. Absolutely freaking cool. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully it has helped you to learn the different features and how to use the new Crimson Core V2. And if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. As always, I will see notifications for new comments, but when there's replies, I don't get notifications on those. I have to manually check them. So if you reply to my comment or my response, please give me a day or two to respond, as lightsabers are not my full-time job. But yeah, so I will answer any questions that you have, and hope to see you in the next video.